Hello everyone, I hope we all are doing great today. Wow, I'm so happy and excited to see you all. I mean, it's a new day. Who is excited to see me as well? All right, okay, let's dive into the lesson for today. So today we'll be talking on technology, enhanced reading comprehension, and writing lesson plan. Okay, so let's wrap up. We'll start with A. That's the business or materials we'll be using for this particular lesson plan. All right. Sub 1, we'll talk on digital reading passage. So you choose an article, right? You will choose an article that is relevant to the subject. That's what we'll be doing today. We'll choose an article relevant to the subject. Secondly, the use of devices such as computers, desktop or laptops, preferably. And lastly, we will use the whiteboard. All right, we'll use the whiteboard and markers for taking notes and having discussions. All right, I hope all of you know what the whiteboard is. Okay. Okay, so we'll be using the whiteboard here for taking down informations and discussion as well. Then we'll move on to the next. That's B. Lesson objectives. What are the lesson objectives of this particular lesson plan? We have 1, students will be able to identify the most important idea in the text. Okay, so this text you'll be able to identify the most important ideas in the text. All right. Secondly, the students will determine the text central idea. Also, students will recognize the text supporting details, and also based on the text, students will observe and draw conclusion for this particular text. All right. So far, any question before I go ahead? Any question? Any? All right. Let me continue. Thank you. So we'll move on to the next, which is the warm up and objective. That's C. C. Thank you. C. We'll talk. The activity we'll be doing in this warm-up objective discussion is 1. I, the teacher, will introduce the concept of reading comprehension, and I'll ask students, what do you use when reading online? Okay. The next is discussion points. We'll talk on the importance of reading comprehension in digital context. All right. Then next I will talk on the strategies of navigating online text, like skimming, scanning, and so on. So it's going to be an exciting lesson. Okay. Also, lastly, the objective statement of the warm-up objective discussion is, I'll also talk on I'll ask students to state the lesson objectives on the whiteboard. So you come to the whiteboard, you will state the lesson objectives. I will choose some people. Don't bother, it's going to be lovely. Okay. So moving on to the next, which is D. The instruct model. All right. Okay. The activity we'll be doing on the instruct model is, I will distribute the digital reading. All right. Reading passage. I will instruct students to read it silently on their devices. Okay. And I, the teacher, I will read a short section aloud using a screen sharing tool. All right. Modeling how to identify the main idea and key details. So that's going to be for the instruct model. Let's take note, please. Okay, we'll move on now to the next. That's guided practice. On this guided practice, the activities under guided practice is 1. I will distribute a link to the online collaboration tool with the guided reading questions. All right. Secondly, I will have students also work in pairs or small groups to answer the questions collaboratively. All right. Next, my role That's the teacher's role, my role. I will circulate and provide, support, clarifying vocabulary, and encouraging discussions. Sorry for that. I'll also help in supervising students' work to ensure they are on the right track. Very important. Next, that next we have now is independent practice. So on this independent practice, the activities for independent practice will be: one, I will bring the class back together. That's after I've paired you all in groups and I've shared the activities you'll be doing. This independent practice, I will bring you all together to discuss the answers. Alright, a whole class discussion using the online tool to display the response. The online tool I'll be using like a projector to display the answers. Okay, so the next is the discussion point. I will review the main idea and the supporting details. So far, is there any worry? Any worry, please, before I continue? Any worry, please? Questions? Is there anything you don't understand before I proceed? No response, it means we all are understanding the lesson. Okay, so let me proceed. So we'll talk on the last point, which is the assessment. Very important. The assessment, it talks about the observation. So I, the teacher, will monitor student engagement during group work. I will also review, that's check response in the online tool for understanding. Collection, I will save the collaborative document for assessment of comprehension and participation. Very important. So that's all for today, for this lesson plan on technology enhanced reading comprehension and writing lesson